Karren Brady I only met Russell Brand once, and it was memorable for all the wrong reasons. Russell Brand finally spoke out on Friday night for the first time since the claims against him of rape and sexual assault were made public. It was within hours of a woman claiming he had ripped holes in her tights in a taxi and refused to call her a cab home after consensual sex unless she performed oral sex on him. She is the 8th woman to speak out about alleged incidents during the height of his fame. He says all his sexual relationships have been consensual. But that doesn't stop him being an arrogant misogynist who clearly only cares about himself. On Friday, Russell rambled on about being the victim of a conspiracy and called the allegations against him extraordinary and distressing. For him, that is, nobody else. He has made a career out of crossing boundaries of good manners, taste and decency. I only met him once, at West Ham United, and it was memorable for all the wrong reasons. At the time, when he was invited as a fan to come to the boardroom as a guest, I could never have imagined that he could have been accused of what he has been now. I'd always thought he played the charming, lovable rogue, but the reality when I met him was slightly odd. Firstly, he chose to ignore the required dress code of suit and tie, as though the rules didn't apply to him. If it were that alone, it could have been put down to an unfortunate faux pas. But he also brought in an entourage of people who weren't invited and who didn't have tickets, as though it was his right to do as he pleased. Put a cup down his trousers if his bad manners and sense of entitlement wasn't bad enough. His behavior was downright obnoxious. He marched straight up to me, stood right in my face and asked me, "What is the meaning of life?" I curtly told him it was too early in the morning, as we had a 12 o'clock kickoff. Frankly, I was too busy to answer, and what an odd way to start a conversation. Then he picked up a West Ham cup and saucer from the boardroom, put them down his trousers and left. And he was supposed to be a big fan of our club. I found Russell oddly intense, and not in a good way. So we never invited him back. Just like his Friday rant, he has always been obsessed with conspiracy theories, i.e. blaming someone else. In 2008, on The Russell Brand Show, he and Jonathan Ross left lewd messages on Fawlty Towers actor Andrew Sachs's answer phone. The incident sparked outrage, with Brand losing his flagship BBC Radio 2 show. While he apologized at the time, he later said Sachsgate was a dishonest scandal, and it had erupted because he had become caught up in an anti-BBC agenda. Once again only thinking of himself. The new allegations are shocking, distressing and heartbreaking for the women involved, and I suspect sooner or later he will be questioned by the police. There is no doubt that Russell Brand is certainly guilty over the years of not treating women with the respect they deserve. Judging by Friday night's performance, his attitude towards women is never going to change, because Brand only cares about one person, and that is himself.